John was the son of Mithros, the king of Arknalane. He was next in line for the throne. His father had just arrived back from a war against the orcs of Razagul. He had returned with some of their allies. One of them was King Glator from the north. His kingdom was Voreos. Another ally that was not returning with him was King Shamonj of Iganor. He had other business to attend to in his own realm. The rest of the allies went to Arknalane's capital of Nuyad to celebrate their victory. The allies were feasting and celebrating their victory against the evil orcs of Razagul. There was feasting and celebration, different people giving speeches and songs and cheers. One of them who gave a speech was King Glator. He ordered Mithros to surrender his throne to the Voreos. However, Mithros declined. As a result, a fight broke out, with all of the Voreos siding with King Glator. However, the people of Iganor and Arknalane stayed loyal to the king. During this time, John and one of his friends, Jeremiah, managed to escape. They fled into the nearby forest of Tarkar. A few hours later, they went back into their building and saw many soldiers dead on the floor, including John's own father, Mithros, dead upon his very own throne. However, he saw a hobbled man come up to him. He was General Howitzer, Jeremiah's father. He gave John his father's sword and his father's shield, as well as a horse. John fled southwards, trying to go to King Shamonj to get his help and attack the Voreos traitors. However, Howitzer and Jeremiah went to try to stop the Voreos' plans and cause a bit of a resistance. John went south to the city of Orokai, where he went to the lake to try to buy fish. There he meets the fisherman called Tricky. Tricky wonders why a young boy got by there all himself. John tells what happens. Tricky offers to go because he feels bad for what happened to the young boy, who is now fatherless. So they ride out southwards. Their next target was Sirion. Sirion was Arknalane's largest port city. The city was made out almost entirely out of white marble, but there was a large deposit of it near the Arknalane Mountains, which were to the west. There they talked to the prince of this land, or Sirion, Prince Cornel. They talked about what they should do. Prince Cornel offered to provide an escort from there to the elven forest of Elena, where it was too dangerous for the whole army to march. The elves get mad at them trampling of the forest. So, Jean and Tricky go to the forest alone. About halfway through, they were stopped by elves who were on patrol. The elves forcefully escort them to their capital of Elasa, where they realized they were not doing any harm, so they released them. They continue on their journey. They went east and then north, crossing another river, before they were at Irona, Iganor's capital. There, they learned how to fight and use swords, and were given armors. During that time, the next month, King Shamonj rallied his armies, and the armies marched. Once at Sirion, Prince Cornel volunteered some of his troops and himself to help liberate some of the northern cities. The combined armies went to Nuyad and conquered the city with minimal casualties. They left a few soldiers behind to defend the city, make sure the Voreos do not try to reclaim it. Then they go to another northern city of Dwarvia, where they also reconquer it. At the Spiked Bridge, that is the main way from getting to Voreos to Arknalane. It was built by a joint effort to show the friendship between these two kingdoms. However, the Voreos have clearly broken that friendship. So they destroy that bridge. They all return home. However, there was no news of John or of Jeremiah and howitzers. But at Arnuyed, John is crowned the new king of Arknalane, and John rules for 20 more years, till he sends a faithful expedition. The end.